Yes. 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 That's what I'm talking about. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, to my super chat. Thank you so very much. You give me every single incentive to rock these live streams. 2 years. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. We had to deal with good Trump, the Russia, the Facebook, the Russia. Oh my God. Every day for 2 years. Every single day for 2 years, we heard the same thing, that President Trump worked with Russia to buy Facebook ads. And by the way, one of my friends gave me a fantastic article. Where is this article? Right here. Of the roughly 3,500. So this is USA Today. We read every one of the 3,517 Facebook ads bought by Putin. Here's what we found. They found that only about 100 of the ads overtly mentioned support for Donald Trump or opposition to Hillary Clinton. Okay. And I can tell you that if you live your life based on Facebook ads, Eric H526, incentive to keep rocking. AJ, have a great week. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Jerry Gibbs, hello. Eric H526, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for 2 years, we've been hearing that essentially that 100 ads. 100 ads. Kevin, hello. Kevin Dillon, thank you also for watching HA2A, formerly HA Second Amendment. I changed the name of the channel, but thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, 2 years and no obstruction, no collusion, no obstruction. And they can't stand it. Do you understand? They cannot fathom. They can't fathom ending these investigations because it's all they have. With Clinton actually did commit crimes. She's running again, by the way. Just don't think that she's not. She's running again. But we'll get to that a little later. No collusion, no obstruction. Joseph Sims. Well, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it. Thank you, Joseph. Match Mac. As the monsters attacked to the Debitalis, Captain Rico Suave, formerly known as Burnmo, commands 4 degrees up. Ahead flank, we fight on the surface. No, Match Mac, that's the only one that I have issue with. Bernie doesn't fight. He doesn't know how to fight, but that's awesome. Joseph Sims, thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Match Mac, as always, thank you. Look, no collusion, no obstruction, no collusion. And Barr clears Trump of obstruction after Mueller demurs. Well, this guy Mueller is they're like, Mueller time. It's Mueller time. It's Mueller time. Over the 20, and then they're like, oh my God, why didn't he help us? Because he was an extension of the Democratic Party that obviously fabricated through a Steele dossier that was purchased by Clinton and a CrowdStrike company that was outsourced by Democrats who said, oh yeah, Russia hacked the DNC. What kind of absurd notion is that? Russia hacking the DNC? Really? Really? That's absurd. Absolutely absurd. They're going to try to get Trump on obstruction, but then that'll lead to all the reasons James Comey should have been fired under Obama. The guy committed numerous crimes, Espionage Act violations, leaking classified memos, lying under oath. Washington, over the 22 months of their inquiry, Robert S. Mueller III's investigators examined countless documents and interviewed dozens of witnesses, including some of the highest-ranking lawyers and aides in the White House, to determine whether President Trump obstructed justice. But in the end, the special counsel reached no conclusion. Of course they didn't. He didn't obstruct any justice. It was an illegal probe. You can't obstruct justice you can't obstruct an illegal probe. First of all, he didn't. But even if he were to obstruct any investigation, it was an illegal investigation. It should never have been conducted. Instead, producing a report that merely marshaled evidence on both sides. No, it didn't marshal any evidence on both sides. They had nothing. They had absolutely nothing. They had absolutely, positively nothing. Then Attorney General William Barr, a political appointee, whom Trump installed less than a month, and he's already producing dividends. Yes. Trust Barr, trust Barr, trust Barr, trust Barr, trust Barr. Oh, trust Barr. MySpace. Yes. Less than a month. All right. He defended President Trump. He said that the national emergency declaration was constitutional and warranted, legal, 100% legal. With the occurrence of his deputy Rajay, with the concurrence. There you go. With the concurrence, I concur, of his deputy Rod J. Rosenstein, the 25th Amendment fiend, Mr. Barr seized the opportunity to render a judgment pronouncing Mr. Trump clear of committing any criminal offense. Well, the whole thing was ridiculous. Why would they even think that there was no criminal statute? The 18 U.S. Code 371 for people who conspire against the U.S. government will and should and will be used against Comey, Strzok, and McCabe. They're the ones who conspired all this nonsense. They're the ones who fabricated all of this. This was an absolutely fabricated investigation. It should never have been justified. And Sessions and Rod Rosenstein allowed it to take place. It should never, ever, ever, ever have been. There shouldn't have been an investigation. Joseph Sims. Will Clinton be indicted? Joseph, I believe eventually she will be. I think she's running. I think she will be indicted after she runs and loses again. And all the people who say, oh, she's not running, why? Why wouldn't she run? She spent 2 years convincing millions of people that Trump worked with Russia. Now they have absolutely nothing. Exactly, Tammy. My segments now are going viral. The channel's growing. Everything that I've been saying, that you've been saying, that we've been saying. Rebecca Z, exactly. Happy winning day, everyone. Everything that we've been saying for 2 years has been vindicated. Absolutely everything. And there's no obstruction, although they're going to try to continue with that. They want Robert Mueller to testify. Now you see James Comey tweeting about the most ridiculous nonsense. That's his way of saying, hey, Trump, if you want any information on Madam Secretary, let me know. And then you have one guy. I'm sure if Jim Comey had said this investigation didn't exonerate Hillary, and then Obama's attorney general announced she wasn't bringing charges, Republicans would give a big thumb. No, Clinton actually committed crimes. That's the difference. Clinton committed crimes. Trump didn't. There wasn't a dossier that Trump purchased. There wasn't a dossier that Trump purchased to set up Clinton. She did that all herself with transferring top secret intelligence. See you soon. Yes. Yes. Graham indicates he wants to question James Comey. Oh, yeah. What did I say today? Comey is in huge legal trouble. Lindsey Graham wants to question James Comey. There you go. It's starting. Look, now, you know how I obsess over things? Imagine Trump times it. Trump focuses on this a million times more than I do, which is all pretty much most of what I do. Trump focuses on this a million times more than I do. And guess what? It's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. The tables have turned completely. The wind is out of their sails. It's so funny. This is just like Election Day, except it's going immediately after Election Day that they wouldn't let him enjoy. They wouldn't let him enjoy his victory. They immediately pounced. Now he's president, and he can declassify, and he will declassify anything he needs. They messed up. Ladies and gentlemen, U.S. Code 18, U.S. Code 371. Dave Whalen! Dave Whalen, hello! Thank you for always watching, Dave. Want to see you soon? Yes. Could you imagine if Sessions was still here? My God. I'm going to rewrite this, and I'm going to say that, well, I will tell you this. I'm not 100% sure if Trump obstructed justice, but imagine a gigantic tree in the middle of a road. Well, just imagine that. I'll leave it to you to say if that's obstruction or not. A gigantic oak tree, the USC marching band, a herd of water buffaloes. Do you think that's going to obstruct a road? Well, then I guess you got to look into obstruction. That's how that's how thank you. That's how maybe I should. Hold on a second. Yeah. Get this baby going. Rebecca Z gave me a good idea. So I think that Joseph Sims, how many Dems could possibly get in trouble? Well, I think that James Comey, McCabe, Strzok, and James Baker. Well, James Baker and Andrew McCabe, Joseph, are under criminal investigation. And then you have Hillary Clinton eventually. But I just think that there's a whole lot of people. See you soon. Graham indicates he wants to question James Comey. That's right. And then he's like, James Comey, deep thoughts. Deep thoughts with James Comey. What did James Comey tweet today that I talked about? Oh, yes. Geological time offers useful perspective. That's Deep Thoughts with James Comey. Geological time. Geological time. What? What does that even mean? That's his way of saying, you know what? I'm cool with everything. Notice how Comey and everyone, they yap. Oh yeah, John Brennan. What's John Brennan? And now they're just quiet. Well, Comey's quiet. John Brennan hasn't tweeted since March 20th. Your bizarre tweets and recent temper tantrums reveal your panic over the likelihood the special counsel will soon further complicate your life. Wrong. Putting your political and financial future on jeopardy. Fortunately, Lady Justice did not do NDAs. No. If Lady Justice worked with you know who, she would do NDAs. Wow. Wow. Didn't work out well for you, did it, Brennan? I stand by the special counsel. I stand by whatever the special counsel said. Thank you, Don. So Brennan hasn't tweeted since March 20th, and old weirdo former FBI director, corrupt official who committed Espionage Act violations by leaking his classified memos, James Comey, is tweeting about I don't know, nature and geologic time. So many questions. This guy's hilarious. This guy is hilarious. when is James Comey going to jail? His Twitter feed is fantastic. It is fantastic because whereas Trump is like in your face, Comey is like, I'm meditating. I just want everyone to know I'm perfectly innocent of everything. I'm so innocent, I'm going to give you my thoughts on nature. I'm giving you my thoughts on nature. That should mean I'm very innocent. Let's look at Lindsey Graham. Yeah, Lindsey Graham. Love it. Could not agree more. See you soon. Yes. You know how they would say like on saying me likey Mueller. Ooh, Mueller. I was gonna say me likey Graham, but no, I can't do that. I just said it, but I can't do that. Could not agree more. See you soon. I also, by the way, I just can't wait for because like as it, you know, as the because they're on Twitter, they're always like talking about me. They're trying. Well, most of the comments are actually really wonderful and nice. By the way, tell people I am not on Twitter. I do not have an account. There are a bunch of parody accounts of me who with like people who like illegally try to spread my books, which is hilarious and highly illegal. But I am not on Twitter. So there's like good people who are like, what's wrong with you? Because the Twitter, like some of the Twitter accounts post crazy things, like things I don't agree with. So just let people know I am not on Twitter. Wow. Lindsey Graham could not agree more. See you soon. So many questions. Yes. This is amazing. This is so amazing. This is so awesome. Oh, I love this so much. Okay. Wow. This is so fantastic. Great job by Mr. Mueller and his team. When you have Lindsey Graham saying great job to Mr. Mueller, it's bad. It's Democrats are like, they're completely unhinged. But what I was going to say is like, people are like, why you look at H.A. wearing the MAGA hat? Who are you voting for? Clinton. Oh, okay. That's fine. Wow. So he's going to interview. He's going to interview. He's going to have Trump. James Comey speak to the Senate Judiciary regarding why he used the Steele dossier. Regarding why he used the Steele dossier. Wow. Wow. Stephen, thank you. Wow. This is so awesome. You have a situation where James Comey is not only going to interview. Not only is James Comey going to interview, not only is Lindsey Graham going to interview James Comey, but James Comey is going to now spill the beans on everyone, that was a part of this illegal, nonsensical, irrational probe. Trump worked with Putin to hack the DNC, to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. Nobody believed it. Nobody believed it. Nobody believed it. Nobody believed it. Not one person believed it, except even the hilarious thing is that even people on the left didn't believe it. Even people on the left didn't believe it. They just utilized it because they thought it was good. They thought it was like, they thought it would help them. It didn't help them. It actually bolstered Trump. They can't hurt Trump. There's nothing they could do to hurt Trump. There's nothing they can do to hurt this guy. Everything, and they fabricated everything. And then they think they're owed some kind of like indictment. Like, no, Clinton actually violated legal statutes. There was a consent agreement where they couldn't even look at Clinton Foundation emails. Could not agree more. See you soon. She obstructed justice left and right, wiped her server clean. How do you, if the FBI asks for your computer, they don't even ask. They go to your house at 5 a.m. and raid your house like they did with Manafort and Stone and Cohen. They didn't do that with Clinton. They just said, "Can we please have your server?" And she's like, "No, you can only have it if it's wiped with a cloth." And it's like 2 years. 2 years. Francisco, hello. Hello, Francisco. Thank you for watching. 2 years. Two years of nonsense from people who think that Trump, and the worst thing is that Bernie Sanders, who was cheated and who who took $200 million from his voters in 2016 in a rigged primary that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in, and 4 other Democratic officials were forced to resign because of the emails they wrote that said Bernie Sanders was cheated. The worst part of it is he's like, "Oh yeah, Hillary had to go up against the Russian government and Trump." He pushed the Russian hacking narrative that actually said that he and Jill Stein were lackeys of the Russian government. He doesn't, it's like, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic and sad. And even when President Trump is bringing home Americans from endless counterinsurgency conflicts, and he's presiding over peace between North and South Korea, you can't get Bernie Sanders to actually say, "Hey, that's a pretty good thing." And still he's viewed as racist and misogynistic by people to the left of him. That's one of the reasons Clinton's going to run again, because she knows that there's nobody that could get Loud Citizen. Loud Citizen, you're up so late. I need my Horace. Jacob, thank you. Horace, I don't suppose there's any legal resource available to POTUS regarding the libel and slander. Oh, that's right. He and his family have been inundated with for more than 2 years. Is there, or is it all's fair in love and politics? Sad if so. Unfortunately, I think that there's nothing he can do in terms of that. Horace, BuzzFeed got away with what they did by publishing the Steele dossier, which is a bunch of nonsense purchased by Hillary Clinton because of an ongoing investigation. So they hid behind, it was an investigation. So, Horace, I don't think there's anything he could do regarding that, but you're right. I do agree. CNN would be the first in mind. Joe Boxer, Comey will get immunity and turn on Clinton and Obama. What say you? I agree with you. President Obama, no, but Clinton, yes. I don't think anything will ever happen politically or legally to President Obama. I think actually that Obama wants Clinton out of the picture eventually. I think the hilarious thing is that it was President Obama who allowed all of this to take place. I don't think that I don't think that anything will take place with Obama, but Clinton, yes, eventually Clinton, because that, like you said, Joe Boxer, he's gonna flip and sing. They're all gonna flip and sing. They're all going to turn. They're all going to turn on Trump. I mean, on Hillary. James Comey is going to actually turn very soon on Clinton and all of them, because he's managed to commit the most criminal violations of all the FBI agents. He's actually done a lot more in terms of criminal violations than Andrew McCabe. Miss Kekistan, thank you. Thank you. I just think that at the end of the day, the momentum has shifted in our direction. The momentum has shifted, ladies and gentlemen. Clinton's going to run again. It doesn't matter if she's indicted before or after. She'll run again. Once that happens, she'll lose again. I think that the stage is set for President Trump to counterpunch now. You have Lindsey Graham, you have Republicans who want to take that victory lap with Trump. Even the turncoats, even the people who are like, well, we have to investigate because we just don't know. Now the Republicans will reap the benefits of Trump being victorious without helping him. So the average Republican, thank you, Joseph Sims, thank you for that. The average Republican didn't help Trump. The average Republican sided with the average delusional Democrat. And by the way, the progressive politicians, Beto O'Rourke, Bernie Sanders, both pushed the Russia myth. That is unforgivable. You have people on the left pushing a McCarthy-era Cold War Red Scare myth that is unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. Ricardo, hello. Well, I mean, Beto O'Rourke is now the big, wonderful, amazing person on the left. Could not agree more. See you soon, James Comey. Oh, I love that mic drop. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. There's a great photo of Lindsey Graham during the Kavanaugh uh, protests where he's just fixing his tie. He's smiling, and you have like a shrieking Democrat behind him, shrieking and making, horrible sounds. There's another. There's a Game of Thrones. I think it's a Game of Thrones dragon. That's a great. That's a great image right there. Oh my goodness. Justin Way, I think that I don't think there's any way to. Well, the only way to prevent these investigations is what Trump is doing and what people are doing right now. They're not there. People associated with Trump and the White House, what they're doing is they're being asked for documents, and their answer is no. That's their answer. Nah, not going to help you. Sorry. And then they're like, the House Democrats are hilarious. Like, we have subpoena power. We have subpoena. Check out our subpoena power. Look how wonderful our subpoena power is. We have the subpoena. And it's like, so what? House Republicans had subpoenas also. And they weren't able to get even documents that were directly related to criminal wrongdoing. With Trump, there is no, the guy's been investigated for 2 years. He's pretty clean when it comes to DC standards. The guy's pretty clean. He's pretty clean. So you have Mueller, who you're not going to hear about Mueller anymore. I love it. I love the fact that you're not going to hear about Mueller anymore. I love that. I love that. You will not hear about Mueller. And then, this is hilarious. The Humanist Report called me called Maddow the H.A. Goodman of MSNBC, which is okay. I don't even know what that means, but all right. Whenever I say something, it's rooted in fact. Clinton did transfer top secret intelligence. James Baker, the FBI legal counsel, was going to indict Clinton. We know that from John Solomon at the Hill. We know that. We know that Lisa Page wanted to indict Clinton. We know it wasn't a unanimous decision, and that James Comey lied under oath. But see, the thing is, a lot of pundits, they can't go too far into the direction of siding with Republicans, because then that's bad. And then there are people like on the left, is hilarious, like on Twitter, like, he pretended to be a progressive. It's like, well, there's no. I don't care anymore. I'm a Trump supporter. I don't care. People can think that I was pretending. I wasn't, but there are a great many people who were progressive on the left who became Trump supporters. And there's a lot of reasons to do so. I've become more conservative, especially when it comes to the Second Amendment and the fact of the matter is, Medicare for all is not feasible. If it were feasible, they would have a vote already on one of the several. They have several Medicare for all bills they refuse to vote on. Why? Lyndon McCarthy, Dems and pundits need to issue tinfoil. Exactly. But I love the fact that people still share my work, of course, on Twitter, but they still talk about me. They always bring my name up on it, which is hilarious. I find it, like, even the insults I find really awesome, because how many people do you know are pundits that if they left Twitter, or writers or journalists, if they left Twitter, They'd still be spoken about every single day, good and bad. So they're going after each other like it's like they don't think Tulsi Gabbard is good enough for them. Tulsi Gabbard is like a great, she's awesome. I'm voting Trump 2020 no matter what, but 2024 is possible. But Joe Boxer, why do you think the media, including Fox, didn't cover the Ukraine collusion and election interference that has been proven in their courts? Even, okay, exactly. Or dossier came in because it didn't fit their narrative and the Ukraine hadn't, Joe Boxer, the Ukraine had not issued and commenced an investigation. There's a criminal probe into Clinton's election interference right now. Joe Boxer, thank you very much. There's a criminal probe that the Ukraine has already started. So officials in the Ukraine have already started a criminal probe. So Clinton is a first. There's a first for Clinton also. She's the first person to have criminal probes in the Ukraine and in the U.S. as an American politician. Joe Boxer, thank you. Carl's opinion. Hey, I like them. I like the hat, MAGA. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Carl's opinion. Thank you, Carl's opinion. Thank you, Joe Boxer. Thank you, Justin Way. Thank you, Justin. Justin Way. Thank you. Carl's opinion. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate it. One of my wonderful viewers said, hey, where's your MAGA hat, HA? And I love the reaction from people on the left when they see, they're like, oh my God, he's wearing the MAGA hat. Oh my God, oh my God. Well, you know what? As with all hoaxes, the MAGA hat does not lead to any horrific events. You can ask Hollywood actors that fabricate events. Thank you. ML Freitas, thank you. It's like Carl's opinion, thank you. Joe Boxer, thank you. Look, it's all going to take place. For a long time, I was viewed as like an extreme voice, like, oh my God, becoming a Trump supporter, going from the left to becoming a Trump supporter is like, it's the equivalent of going to a Yankees Red Sox game 7 as a Yankee fan and then suddenly just putting on Red Sox gear, hat, jacket, and sitting in a section that, with just the most loyal Yankee fans, and you're the lone Boston Red Sox fan, or vice versa, or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. Well, you do if it's about the future of the country. So Trump is objectively a great president. And I'm willing to debate any pundit on the left on my channel, because they made enough money off Trump Russia, which was the biggest fantasy. Tech epiphany! Isn't the fact that Trump's DOJ going okay? Isn't the fact that Trump's DOJ going a bit of a no-go? He should stop it. He should. He should stop it. And I disagree. I'm against that. But it started under President Obama. It's fueled by Clinton and establishment Democrats and establishment Republicans that in many ways side more with Clinton than Trump. I don't think that Trump is pushing it, but yeah, I agree with you. It's happening under his presidency and it's not good. But the fuel, the way I see it is this, Tech Epiphany, the fuel for all of this is coming from the left. They had their own words. They had their own words exposed. So they view that as a national security dilemma. But I do agree. I'm very much against. I want Trump to pardon him completely. I've written a number of articles, 2 in the Daily Caller. Well, anyway, people know where I stand, and I agree with you on that. Carl's opinion, thank you. Joe Boxer, thank you. Paul. I think that Paul, I agree with you. It is sad. I think that was more of just the quote unquote American intelligence community has to promote certain myths. So they have no evidence of that. They have no evidence of that at all. It is sad. But they have no evidence. In fact, nobody knows. So nobody knows. But that is sad. I agree. I agree. I mean, look. Um if you look at what President Trump is doing, he's objectively a very good president. If you are a voter who doesn't want an overarching security apparatus, or I should say an interventionist foreign policy, HH just did um if you don't want an interventionist foreign policy, which is what Bernie would have would have presided over, because Bernie Sanders can't even fight. He can't even fight in a primary. If you're talking about a politician who's going up against very corrupt intelligence officials, the media that was maniacal, the Democratic Party that was in unison, including the people they cheated, like Bernie Sanders, calling Trump every name in the book, overlooking the fact that he's presiding over peace between North and South Korea, never bringing up the fact that there's record low Black and Latino unemployment. More jobs than people to fill them. I just, I would love to debate anybody with a major platform regarding this. Trump is a very good president. H.A. been watching a long time. No collusion. We knew that 2 years ago. Now let's Benjamin Nash. Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you for watching for so long. Thank you, Benjamin. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Benjamin. Carl's opinion. Thank you again. I just, I don't think any other politician could have withstood. I mean, when the history of this time period is written, the context, there's a certain amount of context here. There's not one politician who could have withstood this onslaught it was media collusion with the Democratic Party. Media collusion. You're talking tremendous collusion. And one guy calls me the Maddow, the H.A. Goodman of MSNBC. It's like, no, I used facts, and I use facts. And Clinton did commit crimes. Trump didn't. So yet again, they're bringing up my name. It's like, I don't bring up their name. Their names and what they do aren't important to me until they bring up my name. And then I ask for a debate and they're like, I don't want to debate you. So it is what it is. Because they know they're not going to be able to say that peace between North and South Korea is a bad thing. They can't say that. All they can say is he represents something that represents something that represents something that represents something really bad. It's like, okay. Then you hear communities are suffering because of Trump. Really? There's like there's record low unemployment. There's which communities would be suffering under Trump but weren't suffering under Obama? How does that work? I do have to say though, when they bring up my name on Twitter, there are some funny, like even I'm laughing. It's meant as insulting, but even congrats to everyone keeping the pressure on. Exactly, Kathleen Cohn. Exactly, Kathleen. It was the work. Like everyone here on this live stream, every Trump supporter, every independent, every person on the left who didn't believe the nonsense. Very, very important. Very important. The whole thing was ridiculous to begin with. It was so absurd to begin with. Wow. Paul Sperry, Clinton started Trump Russia in 2015, late 2015. Wow. Wow. House GOP will be making criminal referrals to AG Barr for officials who perpetuated this hoax. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Tammy, thank you. Thank you, Garden Gnome. Thank you. Yeah. They have H.A. Goodman derangement syndrome, which I find fantastic because it helps my channel, keeps my name alive. It's great on Twitter. It's awesome. It's kind of like having Twitter, but not having the unhealthy interactions on Twitter. So for me, it's great. They don't realize that, like, I'm a little bit like Trump in that, like, whenever people have tried to hurt me in my life, it's definitely in media. It's always never worked out for them very well. And I'm not saying that I have like some kind of, angel protecting me. It's just it's never worked out. People who have tried to hurt me within media, either I debate them and they lose the debate, or something happens where it just really doesn't work out for them. Creamy Rican, hello. It is party time. It is. Twitter is horrendous. Oh, Lord. Fawning Girl, the reason that Mueller stated it does not exonerate him is that they just need some kind of question mark to continue some kind of madness against Trump. Because what they wanted Trump to do is they wanted Trump to say, oh, yeah, you can investigate me and harass me and torment me. I won't fight back. They wanted Trump to do HADs. So many people have HADs. HA derangement syndrome. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. Eric H526. They have HADs. Thank you, Rob Hill. They want to get him on obstruction. They want to get him on something. They want something, anything. Orange. He put too much orange in his hair. He's too orangey. That's illegal. It's an illegal orange. It's an illegal orange. Hair coloring. Joe Boxer, thank you. Good night. New follower and very good. Keep it real. Thank you very much, Joe Boxer. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great evening. This week is going to be awesome. This week is going to be awesome. They're going to go after his hair coloring. You have broken legal statute on hair coloring. It's too orangey. You look like a giant Cheeto. They're going to impeach you. Joe, Each, thank you. Oh my goodness. Rebecca Z, thank you. So let's see. Let's see right here. This is fantastic. No collusion, no collusion, no collusion, no collusion. No collusion. No obstruction. No collusion and no obstruction. That's right, baby. Who loves you, baby? No collusion and no obstruction. I love that. I love that so much. No collusion, no collusion, no collusion, and no obstruction. No collusion, no obstruction. Now on to the real criminals. Now on to the real criminals. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in to my super chat. Thank you. It's been a ride. And I'm glad that I've taken this ride with everyone here. And don't think that when every content creator on YouTube that talks about, politics or controversial issues, they derive a great deal of strength from people who support them and give them a lot of kind, great vibrations, good vibes, kind compliments, kind words. And you are all so very kind always. Thank you for your support. And this is going to be a great week, and it's going to be a great year. We're gearing up, ladies and gentlemen. We're gearing up. We're my channels are approaching 140,000, and thank you, everyone. God bless. To my super chat, thank you. I'll see you. Oh, I should be doing a segment, an upload in about either this about 7-8 hours from now or earlier. So just to let you know. Thank you so very much, everyone. Have a great evening. Huge vindication